There's a couple of the guys on the underground music production group that have been asking about this real bass heavy, kind of hefty 909 underground raw sound. And I've been playing around with something here. So it feels like it's got a nice vibe along those lines. And what I wanted to do is a deconstruction to take you through it and give you kind of like a bit of insight into the textures and the things that are going on here. Let me play you the core idea as it stands. So it's a little bit mad and a bit heavy, real nice kind of raw underground flavour. So what I've got is a drum rack, and this is predominantly, I was going to say actually there, I'm trying to remember what I did. Yeah, I built this kit, so I chose the samples. Now you can see that the first thing that I've got is this 909 sample from the machine library. And I'm going to play this for you. I'm going to take off the saturator. That's what it sounds like on its own. Now with the saturator on, now all I did was to adjust the drive here. Okay, so what it's doing is adding that real kind of raw, hefty texture to the sound, and that's really making an impact there. Now the other thing that I had going on was to complement that was another kick, and this is basically, you can see it's played at alternating notes here, so a high and then a low note. These are not occurring on the actual beats, these are in between, and these are designed to complement the other kick drum. So in essence it becomes the bass line, the long note from the kick combined with the note here on the 808. And I'm just going to show you here that this is a reversed 808 with a touch of erosion on there. So have a listen. Just realizing I can get a little bit more level out of that as well. So that in essence is the bass line, okay, because there's so much else going on in the track. There's a lot of liveliness. We don't have to really focus on this being a bass line in a conventional sense, being played by a synthesizer or something like that. So, don't always feel that you have to have a synth playing your bass line. It could easily be a bottom heavy sample of some kind, and that can also include things like toms as well. Toms have got a lot of low end weight and they can sound fantastic pitched down. So let's see what else we've got in terms of the beat elements. So I'm going to bring up the drum programming. You can see what's going on here. One of the things that I will tell you is that I've got the MPC groove here. So this is 16 swings 69. Let's take a look. Let's bring on some of these elements. This, by the way, is running through the saturator as well. Adding that rawness, I've low cut that at 250 Hertz using this EQ. Let's bring on another one. Let's bring the other drum elements in. It's another hat doubling up. Clap. Another clap. A little kick in the gaps. So some bell percussion. I just took solo off though, so let me just do that once again. Let's bring these back and get the focus. Everything just came back all of a sudden there. Let's have a look. Let's bring the bongo in. Take away that kick. And let's bring that kick back. So there's a lot of programming elements going in there. I actually programmed this beat on the train, that's mad. I had my earbuds in and my head was nodding and everybody could see I was feeling it, So This was just laid down, element by element, and literally played in with a QWERTY keyboard on the Mac, and just shows you don't need to have MIDI gear to actually get some good programming down. But I was vibing with that, so literally chose the samples from the machine library to go in at those slots on the drum rack, and then played that stuff in. So another element is this. Now, when you listen to this in isolation, you're probably going to think, whoa, that sounds different to how I heard everything else. So have a listen. It's got a real ravey vibe to it, hasn't it? I'm just going to show you something. And that's the tau reverb. Let me take that off. So this has got a pre-delay, 276 milliseconds. That's creating that kind of slapback delay kind of effect, but with the space added on there. I didn't calculate that. You can use a sum to work out tempo sync, but I just did it by ear. So altogether, so it's got a real heavy, good fun vibe. The other thing that I did was I wanted something a bit abstract, and this is like a bell sample. But listen carefully and you'll hear something interesting going on with this. So what I did was I went to the clip and transposition. So it goes down -1 semitone over 8 bars. And I achieved that by using the unlinked loop here and setting the length to 8. Whereas the actual normal clip, let me take this over here. That's over here, that's like a couple of bars. So literally the whole thing runs for 8 bars, looping around the 2 here, but the pitch descends over the 8 bars. And that's something I can switch in and out. So it creates tension. I can take it off. So yeah, just a little bit of deconstruction, insight into that vibe. The real key to it is, this saturator, which is used on a number of those sounds in the mix. The programming, of course, that's making a difference. And actually, let me just take this off and you can see that again. So lots of these positions, these 16ths just before the next beat, and with that nice MPC kind of swing going on there. So that's it, layering up a few samples, like a few different hi-hats. Let me just show you those together because you haven't heard them on their own. I'm also hearing actually quite a lot of weight. Is it on this one? Wow, look at that sub bass. That's something I missed on the train journey. It's feeling a bit safer. Ultimately, any of those elements that are not bottom heavy, I should be doing the low cut on here because I really want that real low end to have that space. And this hasn't been mixed down properly just yet. It's just a little rough mix. I have no idea what it sounds like on the speakers, but it's shaping up to be a real nice vibe. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little deconstruction. I hope some of it is helpful for you guys. And yeah, that's about it. Let's see how this one shapes up.